When I was 19 years old, I packed my bags, my anti-malarial medication, my hopes and dreams, and boarded a plane from the airport in Nashville, Tennessee. 14 hours later, I stepped off a giant jetliner and onto the tarmac at Entebbe, Uganda. I felt the warm breeze blow over me. I saw the low-hanging clouds, and I smelled my first smell of Africa, fragrant with banyan tree and hibiscus, dirt, and the lingering and ubiquitous scent of body odor. I left the airport on my way to a small village called Mbarara, where a small team and I would be spending the next 2 months having our lives turned upside down, having our hearts ripped out by the pain we would see, being startled by the joy we would find among the world's poorest of the poor, and learning to question everything we knew about our first world comfortable lives. The next week, my team and I went out to our first village, maybe 5 miles away from the center of Mbarara. That day, I noticed children playing by a shallow pond. Their stomachs protruded out from their trunks, belly buttons distended, and their skinny arms and legs were so incongruous with these big round bellies that I cried. These children all have malaria, and I had no idea what malaria was or how to help. Malaria, as it turns out, comes from a mosquito. When the Anopheles mosquito bites you, she leaves you the little gift of the malaria parasite, which finds its way to your liver, where it rests and replicates until it crashes out into the bloodstream. Early symptoms are fever and chills. The patient may turn yellow as his liver begins to fail. In the latest stage, ascites develops. This is what I saw in those children by the water. Late-stage malaria. 90% of deaths from malaria occur in sub-Saharan Africa, where Mbarara is located. And the worst news is, I'm helping to cause it. The Earth's climate is changing, and a lot of that change is being instigated in places far from that rural village in East Africa. Places like America, by people like me. As we continue to emit greenhouse gases as a result of our convenient lifestyles, we are changing the tropospheric ozone. But it can be hard to see the effects of my lifestyle from the comfort of my home in a place as far away as Mbarara, Uganda. But as these changes continue, hot days will become hotter and wet days will become wetter. The Anopheles will be able to breed longer and in areas she couldn't breed in before, in places which are largely unprepared for this new to them disease. And malaria doesn't fight fair. In most Ugandan households, women and children spend vast amounts of time by the water, increasing their risk. Women are less likely to seek help until they are very ill, because they don't have time to leave their house, unlike their male counterparts who are more at liberty to go see a doctor. Also, those with less money are more likely to have homes made of less protective materials that are located in the wetter areas, while those with more money can live safely away from the standing water. This means that the poorest of the poor in these villages live at the highest risk of contracting malaria. As I flew home from Uganda that summer, I felt guilty for my first world lifestyle and completely compelled to do something. But climate change can be really tough to talk about. Some think climate change is already happening, while some think it doesn't exist at all. Regardless, my heart takes me back to those children, arms and legs too thin and abdomens swollen to bursting, and I think that science matters less and humanity matters more. And I ask myself, who do I know who can help? Can I? Can you? Would you be willing to invest in high-efficiency appliances or to recycle your trash or to choose a fuel-efficient vehicle just in the name of trying to do your part? Many years have passed since I first stepped foot onto the dusty tarmac in Uganda, but the images of the children have stayed with me, calling me to action. Let's be called together.